Hey fellow riders, today I wanted to see if the GoPro Media Mod was good for motovlogging. Is it a hit or is it a piece of shit? Find out right now on Moto Travel USA. Hey everyone, so today I have the brand new GoPro Hero 8 Media Mod hooked up to my helmet with a GoPro Hero 8 Black, and I wanted to test it out, see how the audio was with this device. Now, one of the pluses of this, and if you've been motovlogging or vlogging for a while, you know that GoPro, once they introduced the Hero 5, a lot of people were upset about how you had to get audio into the GoPro from an external mic. You had to use the GoPro, what I call the colostomy bag for the GoPro, and it kind of hung unnaturally, and if you're a moto vlogger, you had to find out a unique way to attach it to your helmet, and it just looked terrible. It was a pain in the ass to use, whereas before you could just get a little cable adapter and hook up a mic that way for Hero 4. They also had the Sena Bluetooth audio attachment for Hero 4, which was, to me, one of the best solutions. No wires, nice and easy. But ever since the Hero 5, it's been difficult to find a good solution for audio to get into the GoPro. So right now I have the Media Mod hooked up to the GoPro Hero 8 Black, and I have a Sennheiser microphone hooked up to the 3.5mm jack. And I did a few tests at home to just test which input to use, just to make sure it wasn't overmodulated and it was working well. So I really wanted to go out and take a ride and see how exactly it sounded. And we got a train. So I will pick this up after the train, and hopefully it's not an extremely long one. So my helmet's been closed the entire time. This is with the helmet open. Well, that was strange. And the helmet is open right now as I drive to this little section up here. Curious how the wind will sound. The face shield's open right now. I do have music playing as well. Not sure if you can hear it, but I am pointing that out. Alright, so I just got the Media Mod, so I haven't had an opportunity to play with it too much. But there are already a couple things that are disappointing about it. I do like to use neutral density filters on my GoPro equipment, and I did have a set for the Hero 8, but unfortunately, the way a lot of companies have done the filters for the Hero 8, it uses a magnetic clip that wraps around the body of the GoPro. So with the Media Mod and the way that hooks on, because it kind of slides over the body, you can't use those filters. So somebody's going to have to come up with another solution. I did have a set for Hero 5s that kind of just clipped over. It was like an old school Konkin filter that fit over the lens, and it's probably going to have to be something like this or something like that for the Hero 8. Another thing that I found kind of annoying is the settings. You have to go to a couple different places to do the settings for the audio for the Media Mod. Not only do you have to go through your custom settings and set it there, but you have to go through preferences and also set if you want the standard mic plus, powered mic, which again, it's similar to how it's operated in the past. I would just think if you're going to make an additional accessory like this, you would centralize the controls to streamline it and make it easier for people. Check out that plane, that's pretty cool. Look how low it's flying. And the other thing, again, not really a gripe for me. I thought it might be an issue, but the 3.5mm jack is on the back. And I thought that might be a problem with the helmet, but my mount is far enough up that it's not really causing an issue. But if somebody has their camera close to their helmet, you're gonna have an issue, or you're gonna have to get a 90-degree angle 3.5mm adapter. And one other thing that I found kind of a pain is it feels like the buttons have lost some of their tactile response with this thing on, and it takes a harder press to engage the recording or to turn it on, where in the past I've been able to do that with gloves. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that with this, just because of how hard you do have to press it. Yeah, it's unfortunate that GoPro just can't come up with a good audio solution. How is it really that difficult to put a Bluetooth chip in a GoPro camera and just have Bluetooth audio? It doesn't seem like that difficult of a thing nowadays with how thin phones are and how much technology they have in there. I know the GoPro is super compact and they're trying to keep it as small as possible. But I'd have to think most everybody that uses a GoPro for vlogging or motovlogging would totally benefit from that, even if it's a proprietary technology. If GoPro wants to make the money off of it themselves, I don't really care. I would like to get other stuff, but if I could have a streamlined audio experience, I would definitely pay for that. Another thing, not necessarily with the Media Mod, but with the GoPro Hero 8, I know it's streamlined with the adapter to attach it to all the accessories integrated into the case of the GoPro Hero 8, and it sounds like a great idea. But for motovlogging, it's kind of a pain. I kind of liked having the Hero 5 through 7 being able to be put into the snappable protective case, because then I could take it out super quickly and easily at stops and everything. So yeah, so having to unscrew the Hero 8 every time is kind of a pain. I do not have a windscreen on the microphone itself, and it is clipped to my chin curtain. And it's to the bottom right. I'm curious how this will sound, and I'll share that with you guys as well. It's not an extremely windy day, but I am getting a little bit of crosswind, and obviously the wind from such a short windscreen as well. And yeah, so that's what it sounds like with the face shield open. No windscreen on the microphone. This is Mount Dora, and if you're headed here for Daytona Bike Week, it's actually a cool little ride to come to. Nice little downtown, some mom and pop restaurants and everything, and you could drive through the Ocala National Forest to get here from Daytona, and then do the Sugarloaf Mountain ride. I'm also going to test out a standard Sena Bluetooth mic that I have adapter for that as well during this test. I want to see if there is a difference. Now the settings I have on our standard mic, the standard mic plus overmodulated a little too much. I am not recording a raw audio file, so this is just the audio recorded straight into the Media Mod, and I'm not doing it at a high bit rate either. It's just your standard GoPro compression rate. Okay, I'm gonna do a full review of this bike once I get a little bit more time on it, but this navigation actually isn't that bad. I really thought this 2000 navigation system with the arrows wouldn't really be useful at all, but with the phone in the adapter, which I'll show you the video of that, there's a link on the screen. The phone is showing the directions. It's actually not bad at all, and I don't have to spend $1,000 for the Navigator 6. So yeah, if you're coming to Daytona Bike Week, definitely, and you have time, come take a ride down here. Get away from the crowds on Main Street. Well, I'm curious as to how it sounds. Let me know in the comments if you think it sounds good. Is it worth the 70, 80 bucks? Yeah, that's the other thing. Obviously, with this isn't waterproof at all. So if you get in the rain, you're gonna have to take this thing off quick, or just not have it on or motovlog at all during the rain. That was the great thing about that Sena Hero 4 Bluetooth, is that was in a protective waterproof case, so you could use that anytime, anywhere you wanted, as long as you had battery and memory card. I'm also curious how the front mic will stand up to the rigors of motovlogging. If you motovlog, you know how many bugs get splattered all over your shield and your GoPro, unless you're hidden behind a tall windscreen. But even then, while riding the FJR with the touring windscreen, the bugs still find a way to splatter themselves all over the front of the GoPro. So I'm curious if that front mic will stand up to bug guts. Now the Media Mod, in addition to the audio connection, also has HDMI, and that's going to be for their upcoming, they have some sort of screen that attaches, because they do have two cold shoe adapters for lights, screens, whatever. I kind of like the potential of this off the bike, but attached to the helmet, I'm curious with the things I'm bringing up, how it will stand up and how it sounds. And I'm wondering how much it'll impact battery life too. Looks like a building out of New Orleans. And then you got that big cell tower sticking out from behind it. Now something is hitting the side of my helmet. I'm wondering if that's coming through. I think it might be a jacket button, or it could be the adapter for the microphone. Burger time. All right, now have this like a standard Sena mic in. Bike is not on. Gonna hop on this trail and test the Sena mic out a little bit. I couldn't have asked for a more beautiful day. It's just gorgeous right now. There's a slight breeze keeping it cool. I've got enduro on, going on one of these trails. It's really a road. Kind of looks like they did a control burn or something here. So this is the standard Sena mic. A lot of ruts in this rut row. So this is the standard Sena mic, hooked up through an adapter, because usually those, I believe, are like 2.5 millimeters. So it has to be a 3.5 millimeter. Shit. So the sand's a little deeper here than I should have taken on. Whew. All right, let's try to get out of here without dumping again. So as I was saying, this is the Sena mic. I have the face shield open at this moment. Dump or not, it's still fun. Whatever. I gotta learn somehow. As long as the bike doesn't get destroyed in any way. And I want to get used to this sand. So the standard Sena mic, this is what it sounds like. I'm kind of thinking about that trail. And I gotta tell you, like I said, this is invigorating for me. I've never done anything like that. I want to do more of it with this bike. And that's part of doing this stuff, is falling and getting back up. I want to know, like, I'm 40 minutes from home, so if anything happened, I can call someone and get help pretty quickly. But if I'm doing a BDR or up in Canada, I want to know that I'm going to be able to be self-sufficient. And man, picking up a bike in the sand is totally different than picking it off the street. Wow. So I'm curious how this sounds. Do you hear a difference between a free microphone and a $200 microphone? Or is it pretty much the same? So this is where I went for my first ride. This wasn't as bad. Or I didn't feel like I hit. Maybe I was just going slower. Definitely is an interesting feeling riding through sand. Oh my God. What a squirrely feeling. Gotta keep doing it until I love it. Right now I don't love it too much. Hopefully I feel better once I get the crash bars on. I need to stop for some water, and then I'll head on the main road. All right, how does that sound? I'll pick this up in a bit. So that was amazingly fun. Shows I need a lot more practice on sand, but it's absolutely amazing. And I definitely have to wear the proper off-road riding clothes, because road riding clothes are hot as shit. I did purchase some Climb off-road clothes, nice and vented, thinner. They seem like they'll be perfect for Florida weather. I will definitely give a review of those once I have a chance to ride in them. So what are my thoughts on the GoPro Media Mod for Hero 8 Black? I don't know, the verdict's not out yet. I definitely want to hear what the audio sounds like. Is it worth it? Because there are definitely a lot of negatives still. Not being waterproof, just adding another thing that could break or get destroyed, drain battery. Off the bike it seems like it would be cool. I think I'd like to try it for how-to videos or installation videos and see how it records the audio while I'm doing that. But for motovlogging, I don't know. First impression is that it's not really all that great, unfortunately. I'd love to give it a glowing review and say, hey guys, go out and buy this. This is the perfect thing. But it really isn't. Too many hoops you have to go through. And one of the bad things too, which I mentioned earlier, since it has the built-in posts to connect it to accessories, changing batteries is a total pain, and memory cards. While I was out on the trail, when I switched the microphones, I wanted to switch the batteries and the memory card as well, but I have to take the entire thing apart. Again, before with the 5 through 7, you could just put it in that cage, pop it out of the cage, put it back in super quickly. With this, you're unable to do that. The other thing about that, when I had a 5 through 7, since it has the cage, I could kind of lock down my camera position With this, I can't really do that, or I have to find out, or I have to come up with a creative way to make sure when I remount it that it's pointing in the proper direction and the exact same location as it was before. So yeah, personally, this initial impression, I really can't recommend it. You can hear the difference in audio and see if it's right for you. I probably will use it a little bit, see how I get acclimated to it. See if I can come up with some shortcuts or whatever, so it's as quick as possible, changes and putting batteries in. And so I'd be interested to hear, are you thinking of getting the Media Mod for motovlogging or other vlogging in general? And how do you foresee using it? And put your comments below, I'd love to read them. I don't see a crosswalk there, buddy. You're jaywalking. I think that's about it for now. Guys, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I'll be glad to answer them if I can. Also, if the video helped, please give it a thumbs up. And make sure to subscribe to Moto Travel USA to see all the videos that I'll have coming out. As always, I definitely appreciate you watching. Now let's go explore. Shit. My first dump.